Hello and welcome to today's video. It's a cloudy day in Richardson's Dees Park in Wallsend, but nonetheless I'm in nature, and it's always good to get among nature because this is the place where I feel the most connected to the Tao, to nature's intelligence, because nature's intelligence is alive. The trees, the leaves, the birds, the flowers, everything has intelligence if we pay attention to it. And you know, nature talks to us if we have the ears to listen. Well, it's not really ears, it's more of a felt sense in the body. And if there is any eyes to perceive it, it's here, the third eye, as they call it in Hinduism. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about meditation, one of my favourite subjects. I've been meditating for 24 years now, about 25 years. And if I don't meditate every day, I do it for an hour every day, sometimes 2 or 3 hours, I don't feel very well. I don't feel good, don't feel balanced, I don't feel connected. It's not that, you know, meditation has to be done sitting down. For me, it's important to do seated meditation so I can set myself up for the rest of the day and be in a state of continual, constant meditation. What you might call meditation in action. So it's important to carry the state of awareness that's catalysed by meditation into your daily life. The Buddhists call it mindfulness. The Taoists call it Wu Wei, effortless action. So meditation is a 24-hour thing. But what is meditation exactly? Meditation is silent awareness. It's about silencing the mind, the habitual inner dialogue, the inner talk of our thoughts, our imaginations, the ideas and concepts that are in our heads all the time, which are distracting us from the present moment, from present moment awareness, from reality, which is all around us, which is within us and out with us. The present moment contains all the energy and information that we need, you know. I had to pause the video there because a skateboarder was coming right down the slope at high speed saying, excuse me, but I wasn't even in his way. But nonetheless, I'll continue. I've lost my train of thought now, but never mind. It doesn't matter if you lose your train of thought, because what we're talking about here is not thinking. And in a state of thoughtless awareness, insights arise, and those insights come from the universe itself, and they're true. The insights arise effortlessly without us needing to make any effort, without us needing to think about them, because thinking about anything is always, you know, an effort, and there's something artificial about it. But when we meditate, we get below the surface of the mind and access our natural state of awareness. And from that natural state of awareness, everything flows effortlessly. So, and we gain not only insights, but energy. Because when we're in the present moment, we gain access to the infinite amount of energy that's available in the universe. It just all happens naturally. Our natural state is a state of aliveness. You know, I think Don Juan in the Castaneda book said that something, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something to the effect of, the purpose of life is being alive. That's it. You know, how alive are you? Meditation also brings us into a state of what Terence McKenna called the felt presence of immediate experience. It allows us to see things directly, to know things directly, and this happens through a state of silent knowing or silent knowledge. The trick is to get into a state of silence, and meditation is the best way I know. It's not the only way to do it. Some people do it through high intensity exercise, or through chanting or mantras or tantras or whatever, or through creativity. When they're in that flow state, the mind naturally silences when they're in a high state of concentration. But meditation goes even deeper than that. It's the best way. It's been known to sages, mystics, saints, and holy men and women from the beginning of time. You know, shamans knew about it as well, and they used psychoactive plants in order to temporarily suspend the internal dialogue, in order to get into states of silent knowledge. And that is knowing things directly without the intervention of language, because language comes from thought. Our entire edifice of knowledge, our entire all of our information systems come from thinking, from thought. Our entire society is based on thought, you know, and there's nothing wrong with thought, but it won't get us into a state of silent awareness where we're able to attain or realize states of consciousness which are beyond the mind. So what are those states of consciousness that are beyond the mind? Well, they are states of consciousness that are characterized or have the qualities of unconditional love, of bliss, of radiance, of luminosity, light, power, energy, like I said before. Not might over others, obviously, but the power inherent in the universe itself, that force that orchestrates all of existence and brings everything, all things, into manifestation here on the phenomenal plane. So nature is animated by that intelligence. Nature is an expression of that intelligence. It's not wholly synonymous with the Tao, but nonetheless, it's its purest expression. So how do we meditate? We simply close our eyes and sit in silence, you know? And you'll notice what happens when you try to do this is you can't control your mind. Like, the thoughts seem as if they've got a mind of their own, that they're out of control, that you just can't stop thinking no matter how hard you try. But if you stick with it, you'll find that the internal dialogue, the thought processes calm down and silence themselves, automatically you don't have to make any effort at all. So you start off with a few minutes and build up the time that you're doing it so that you can increase your time absorbed in silence. So it happens naturally. Like at first you're going to struggle. It takes about 3 months for any habit, good habit, to develop. Well, there's no such thing as a good habit really, but to develop the practice of meditation takes a little time. Like anything else, you've got to build up those internal muscles of perception and awareness. Now it's going to, like I say, just like stick with it, because it'll pay enormous dividends in energy and awareness. Okay, so the ultimate goal, if I can use that word, of meditation is enlightenment. And what is enlightenment? It's insight into the true nature of reality, of the universe, of the self, of God. It's God realization. It's the ultimate state of consciousness. It is utterly beyond words, so sacred and indescribable that I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but nonetheless, meditation is the tried and time-tested way or method of attaining, again, if I can use that word, it's not really an attainment or an achievement, but a realization of ultimate reality. And that's eventually where we discover our Buddha nature. Meditation is the way to attain enlightenment, true reality. So I hope that you will take up this practice. There are many meditations available out there. There's guided meditations. I would recommend taking up a mindfulness of breathing practice, which are available in Buddhist centres. There's probably one near you. Or I personally do Falun Gong, which involves slow moving exercises, stances, and a seated meditation. But whatever practice you do, it's not really about the method per se, it's about how effectively it silences your mind, that habitual internal dialogue which prevents you from seeing directly what is real. So thanks for listening today, and I'm really hoping that you got something from this and that you will take up the practice of meditation. Take care.